Coming to you from Bigglesworth Studios, it's time to wake up Florida. Today, from Snake Education with a Twist, is Chief Todd Rowley and mobile app designer James Henry Dieter Jr. I'm Ella. Today's episode, The Invasion of the Burmese Python. Please welcome Artie Seaton.
Well, today's episode is all about the Everglades National Park and the invasive species disrupting the ecosystem. To elaborate on this, I'd like to introduce to the stage the owner of Snake Education with a Twist. He has spent over 20 years around wildlife and quite the local celebrity. Wake up, Florida. Please give a warm welcome to Mr. Todd Rowley. Now, you're here to tell us a bit more about the Burmese python.
It's not as bad as the media is making it out to be, but they are invasive species, just like a lot of other things. And Mother Nature has a way of kind of healing itself and adapting to this.
Now, here to discuss a modern twist on snake education is James Henry Dieter Jr., the creator of the Invasion of the Burmese Python app. Let's welcome him to the show today. James, it's so good to have you on the show. Welcome.
It's a pleasure to finally meet you, Miss Artie.
Jay.
Chief. Tiny, how are you doing?
So let me start by asking, what is the Invasion of the Burmese Python, or IBP, as I have heard you say it?
IBP is an interactive documentary I intend to produce to spread awareness on the invasive species in the Everglades National Park.
I'm not quite positive I understand entirely. Can I test it now?
Absolutely.
Oh, great. Let's take a look here. Perfect. And how do I play it?
Well, you draw the path of the snake and you hunt your prey using the same techniques that they use in nature. So you strike, constrict, and you survive.
That's not too bad. Very short learning curve. This is really cool, James. It reminds me of the old Nokia game Snake, except more extreme.
Actually, it's the Invasion of the Burmese Python, and if anyone is interested, they can download the prototype from my website, Bigglesworthstudios.com, for Android.
Oh, wonderful. Now, I am curious to know how you came up with the idea for this app. Mind going into that a little bit?
I was watching Animal Planet last summer, and they were talking about constricting snakes,
Right.
such as Tiny here, and they measured the PSI. They said it was equivalent to a bus crushing a human body. And I thought to myself, that's a superpower in nature. That would be really cool to implement that as a game feature in an app, because the touchscreen would work perfect to maneuver the snake and wrap it around prey. So that's when I started working on the concept for the invasion.
Is there anything else you'd like to say to those interested in what you're trying to accomplish?
Yeah, I want the audience to know that my children think everything is a touchscreen.
Right.
Televisions, computer monitors, and if the next generation is going to be tied to these smart devices, I want to provide them with some entertaining content with educational substance. I don't want to make the next Angry Birds or Candy Crush. I want my app to complement those titles.
Wonderful, wonderful, James. Thank you so much for that insight into your app and into the Bigglesworth Studios. And thank you so much, Chief, for enlightening us on Burmese pythons.
You are welcome.
Really do appreciate that. That's all we have time for today. And remember, support for the Invasion of the Burmese Python app is thanks to viewers just like you. I'm glad we were able to cover this without any real incidents on the set.
Thank you so much for having me. Actually, there is wait for just one moment.
Oh, dear.
I've misplaced something.